All right, and we're off. So zero mission 100%. It's kind of in the title. You have to get every item. There's 100 items we have to collect. There's lots of different routes that you could take throughout this game, and they roughly kind of come out to the same time. I'm not entirely sure which route Mandatoby is going to be taking through Brinstar, but I know CScottyW is going to be taking the early Brinstar cleanup, which we'll talk about in like 5 minutes. Scotty getting hit twice, that's really unfortunate. Not a good way to start, but Scotty is amazing at this game, so I'm sure he can recover from that. So coming up is this Choza statue. This is the only one we'll see in the game. They tell you where to go casually, but we're not casuals. We don't need that, so we don't have to worry about those. And a lot of them you can skip just by doing certain sequence breaking, which this game is extremely open-ended. There's so many different sequence breaks you can do. It's really cool how many different things you can do, and it all just kind of works out to be the same amount of time saved, roughly. And this is already, we're going to be seeing our first sequence break. Normally you'd have to go up and get the long beam, but there's actually a little shortcut right there that lets you go right into Brown Brinstar. And we're going to be picking up missiles here, and we're going to be fighting the Cave Worm. And the Cave Worm is kind of annoying, because there's a slight chance it'll start shooting out spikes where you can't hit it until it's done. So hopefully neither of our runners will get that. And there's a cool trick you can do where you can hit 2 missiles at the same time. It's frame perfect. Let's see if Scotty gets it. I think Scotty did get it. Yep, he did. Good stuff from Scotty. Mandatoby not getting it, unfortunately. And we're going to get Charge Beam here. We used to not get Charge Beam, but getting early Charge Beam is actually really fast. Well, not really fast. It's a little faster. And it's going to be really helpful for killing some of these levers here by just wall jumping up. Now we're going to be heading to the worst room in the game, Hive Room. This is normally where lots of people reset. Because it's really easy to mess up, and it's kind of RNG heavy. So basically what Scotty's going to do is he's going to kill this hive, grab this missile tank, and each hive needs 2 normal shots and 3 missiles to kill. And in order to do this quickly, you kind of have to just not stop running. So there's a good chance you could fall, and that loses a lot of time. Scotty getting hit by the flies, unfortunately. And you want to lure the flies away. It falls twice. That's really unfortunate. You want to lure all the flies away so they kind of follow you. And wow, Mandatoby and Scotty are literally tied right now. They're absolutely in sync. Scotty having a bit of an unfortunate start, but can probably recover. And it is worth noting that they're playing on the English version. There's no real difference between English and Japanese other than the fact that Japanese is like 8 seconds faster or something like that, so not a huge difference. Nothing like Fusion. And Scotty getting missile drop there, that's actually really good. We're going to need about 20 missiles going into Kraid. Or otherwise we'll have to heal, and that's really annoying and slow. So now we have the bombs. Bombs are amazing in this game. Oh yeah, Scotty does early Brinstar, my bad. That doesn't matter for him. But yeah, bombs are really good in this game. They have a huge blast radius, they go off really quickly, and infinite bomb jumping is probably the best it's ever been in a Metroid game in this one. So Sky's going to be doing early Brinstar. He has to get a good Ripper pattern here, which he does. The reason he does... Oh, Mandatoby's doing it too. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was going to do it. So early Brinstar is pretty good because you get... Let's see, it's 2 extra missile tanks. No, an extra missile tank and an extra E-tank. Right? I don't know how I don't know this. I run 100% myself. But yeah, it makes things a little easier, a little bit more comfortable. And it's cool that they're both doing early Brinstar, because that makes my life as a commentator a little bit easier, because if you don't do early Brinstar here, you do it in about 30 minutes, 20 something minutes. So it'll be kind of hard to gauge who's in the lead if they're taking different routes. So it'll be easier for you guys as viewers as well. And here's the the stupidest part of the game where you have to wait for the bugs to kill these little, I don't even know what you call them, barriers. Scotty getting a good pattern there. So we're gonna go pick up this E-Tank. And if you've played this game casually, you'll know that you can get the Various suit in this room. We don't go out of our way to pick up the Various suit. Reason being, well, I'll explain later, but we do get the Various suit, just not in the way you think we would. Now Scotty's gonna head down. It is 2 extra missile tanks, I just realized, because... Is it? I don't know. I apologize for my lack of knowledge on early Brinstar. I don't do early Brinstar myself, so... Okay, we are getting this missile tank, yeah. So we're getting this missile tank as well. Kind of just makes things more comfortable. So now Scotty has to go back and grab a missile tank that he missed by doing early Brinstar. Mandatoby not too far behind. So now we're going to be heading towards Kraid. After picking up one more missile tank. The reason we do this is because in any percent, if you're familiar with that, we go to Ridley first. But the reason we go to Kraid first in 100% without even going to Norfair is because then we can do 2 trips to Norfair exclusively instead of probably like 3. Because casually the game has you go to Norfair and then to Criteria to get the power grip and then go all the way back. Oh, also Ice Beam in Norfair. And then go all the way back to Kraid. And that's really slow, so we're not going to do that. Scotty looks like he's losing a bit of time according to his timer, which makes sense. He kind of had a rough start. So heading into Kraid. Kraid is kind of hard to do. One of the reasons is that, like I said, you're supposed to have the power grip here. So there's a few places where we have to do some diagonal bomb jumps to get to where we need to go instead of just gripping the edge. Not a big deal for either of these runners. They're both very skilled, but for someone who's a bit newer to the game, diagonal bomb jumps are kind of a pain. So something to keep in mind while you're watching this run is that we're going to be passing by a missile tank right now. We won't get it until a little bit later. If you ever see either of the runners skipping an item, by the good rule of thumb is if they are doing that, then it is faster to get it later. So just keep that in mind. What if they forget? That would be unfortunate. So part of the reason early Brinstar is so good is because it makes it so you're pretty much guaranteed to have enough missiles for Acid Worm, which is coming up right now. Because normally there's a chance you would have to farm the flies if you don't have enough missiles. So Acid Worm is really easy. We kind of just jump into the acid, kill it, 2 rounds, it's done. And we want to get good missile drops here, and Scotty gets good missile drops. That's really good. He has more than enough missiles. We want to have 20 coming up in a couple rooms. So Scotty gets good drops. Mandatoby gonna fight the Acid Worm now. Missing 1 missile, looked like. Still doing okay. See his drops. That's pretty unfortunate. Mandatoby's gonna have to farm a little bit. It's pretty bad drops. So now Scotty's going to be heading toward a room that's very infamous in any percent for having to do a trick called Acid Worm Skip. We don't have to worry about that 100%. Because we don't skip Acid Worm. So Scotty has exactly the amount of missiles that he needs. Works out pretty well. Look, I'm going to see if Mandatoby is going to farm a little bit. I recommend he does. Yeah, good call. And he gets health drops. That's really unfortunate. And wow, that's a feels bad for Mandatoby. That's really bad RNG. I mean, 15 missiles isn't terrible, and hopefully he'll get missile drops from these giant side hoppers. But yeah, that's pretty rough for Mandatoby. So now Scotty's heading towards what we call the most boring room in the game, because all you do is just break a few speed blocks in these launchers, and that's about it. Not very exciting. Toby getting all health drops, that's really unfortunate. Each Mega Side Hopper takes 10 missiles to kill. He only has 5, so he's going to have to mash the V button, which is very painful. If you've never done it before, it hurts. That sucks for Mandatoby. Not really much he could do about that. It wasn't entirely his fault, so Acid Worm just didn't feel like cooperating this run. So Scotty's getting the first unknown item of the game right now. We will see what those do later. Keep you on your toes a little bit. And we have to refill here because we need a lot of missiles for Kraid. And there's really no way of having enough without refilling, so... Oh, Scotty kind of missing a wall jump there. Sorry about that. So I kind of missed the chance to talk about Kraid, so I'll wait for Mandatoby to do it. But Scotty getting the speed booster, best item in the game. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with that 100%. You don't really see much of it in any percent, but there's lots of cool puzzles we can do with it 100%. Mandatoby not getting onto the ledge, unfortunately. So for Kraid, we want to get 2 cycles, and it's a lot harder than it looks because you have to mash your missiles correctly. There's a certain timing to it. Let's see if he gets the 2 cycle. Looks like he should be good. Yep, alright, that was a really solid fight. Now this guy's gonna grab this last E-tank, and we'll be heading out of Kraid. Toby falling behind a little bit. Nothing insurmountable, but he is a little bit behind. I'd say maybe like 45 seconds behind. Now we get to watch this fun cutscene on Scotty's screen. So the speed booster is awesome. If you crouch in it, you can do something called a Shine Spark, which kind of stores your speed booster and lets you kind of launch it in any direction. It's really versatile in this game. It's a lot of fun to use. So Scotty is going to be taking this launcher to grab a missile tank. Toby's going to pick up the sea tank. I'm going to be picking up a couple more items in Brinstar. And actually, for both of these runners, this will be the last time they need to collect any items in Brinstar. No, that's not true. That's actually not true. I take it back. But they have significantly less to do now because they did early Brinstar. Scotty's stream freezing up for a sec. Okay, so he's going to be doing something called the Charge Spark. This is pretty difficult to get. Messes it up, unfortunately. What you want to do is you want to keep storing Shine Sparks until you break that bomb wall, and then you can spark all the way across the shaft. It's really cool, but Scotty messed it up, unfortunately. So going into Norfair, we're not going to be here for very long. We're just going to head to Criteria to grab the power grip, and then we'll be back, but we're only here for like 45 seconds for right now. Is there still the music playing in the background, chat? Can you tell me that? It seems like there is. That's pretty unfortunate. It's been doing that this whole tournament. I don't hear it on my end, but I've heard it myself. It is. That's unfortunate. Toby going for Charge Spark. Looks like he's got it. Yep. That's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Scotty going for the bomb jump in this room. It's really stupid strat. It barely saves any time. Okay, Ross, thanks. Oh, Scotty's stream just kind of died. Oh. Well, Scotty's going to do a really cool trick that we probably won't be able to see. I'll try to explain when Toby does it. Oh, he didn't even get it anyway. That's unfortunate. I'll explain what that was in a sec when Mandatoby gets to it. Yeah, we saw about 4 frames of that trick. Yeah, that sounds about right. Both streams kind of freezing up. I don't know if that's on my end or... Don't think it is. No, it's not. Okay. It's Twitch. Yeah, Twitch has been weird. Oh, Scotty not getting the bomb jump. Damn, this is a pretty unfortunate run from Scotty so far. Yeah, this is a little weird. I'm not super sure how to... Oh, Scotty seems to be okay now, but Mandatoby's completely frozen. I spoke too soon, I think. So, how's your day going, chat? Oh, Scotty's stream seems to be okay now. That's really strange. Well, anyway, I guess we won't be seeing Criteria, which is okay, because there's not a lot that happens in Criteria, so it's not a big deal. If we were missing Norfair, that would suck, because Norfair is pretty cool. So one perk of having Speed Booster here is that you can spark through this whole area. Oh, Scotty going for Ice Cream Spark. Let's see if he gets it. This is a really tough trick to get. We call it Ice Cream Spark because this room leads to Ice Beam. Wow, he gets it. That was sick. Let's go, Scotty. I love seeing that trick. So the one thing about doing Ice Cream Spark is that you don't get a missile tank right in the room leading up to that. But you'll get it later. It's not a big deal. I'm not sure how much faster Ice Cream Spark is, but it is pretty freaking cool looking, so it's worth it. Thought Scotty blocked himself off there for a second. That would have been funny. Yeah, Toby is kind of just I don't know what happened to Toby. He should be out of criteria by now if that was the case. So that kind of sucks. His stream is offline? Okay. Well, we can all watch Scotty then. Yeah, it's unfortunate Twitch having issues. Toby already completed the run, yeah, I think so. Alright, Scotty grabbed the missile tank he missed before. So we got Speed Booster. Well, the reason we did crate early is because, like I said before, you can do Norfair in one trip. Because in order to get to most of Norfair, you need to have the Speed Booster. There is a shortcut to Ridley that you can take that lets you access some of Norfair, but not all of it. So having Speed Boosters is really useful. That missile tank is a little harder to get than it looks because you have to shoot a missile and then do the spark really quickly. And if you slip that up even a little bit, there's a good chance you miss it, and that loses a lot of time because you have to get it during post-game cleanup, which is dumb. Oh, whoa! I don't think I've ever seen that spark before. Actually, I actually don't think I've seen that spark before. That was Scotty's crazy. I'm like pretty sure I haven't seen anyone do that spark. That was crazy. Anyway, so if you had the Various suit, you wouldn't be taking damage in these heated rooms, but you don't need it at all because there's not that many heated rooms, and they're short enough that you can just get through them without much trouble. Oh, Scotty messing up his bomb jump there. He's gonna go for the safer strat. He's probably gonna have to take a heal screw attack, which is unfortunate. Toby disconnected from SRL. Oh, that might be his internet then. Not sure what we do about that. Is Scotty gonna heal here? He's not. Scotty's a madman. This is why he has world record and I don't. Picking up this super job, that was a good call. Yeah, Scotty's definitely a madman right now. Let's see how this plays out. If he dies somehow, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Oh, he's gonna go for Money Spark. Yep, looks like he got it. Scotty just swagging out this run to make up for some of the more unfortunate stuff that happened. Unless this is just what he does, which I wouldn't be surprised. So, Scotty, I'm worried for him. I'm very worried for Scotty right now. Actually, no, he's okay now. He's actually okay. I take it back. There's only one more heated room left. So, and it's a very short one. So now we have Wave Beam, so lets us shoot through walls. Each time you get a beam upgrade, I think except for Charge Beam, your beam actually does just more damage overall, which is pretty useful. The beam is still not as good as missiles in this game. The missiles are really, really good. So yeah, Scotty's okay. Scotty's ridiculous at this game. I don't even know why I doubted him. So this room is pretty cool. You can shoot a missile through the floor there and kill that guy really quickly. Otherwise, you'd have to shoot the wave beam out of a bunch of times, and that's dumb. Now he isn't. Now he picked up an extra tank, so he's good with health. Background changed, I think. Cool. That's cool. So this boss, oh my god, Scotty, what the heck? Scotty's so fast. So yeah, that's how you do that boss. I don't even know how to... Yeah, he just kind of did that. You have to kill all the vines, and then the cocoon drops. But Scotty just did that in like 5 seconds, and I didn't even have time to process that. Yeah, Scotty is the world record holder in like everything Metroid related, so yeah, he's pretty sick. So we're gonna go back up and we're gonna fight Imago. He's the guy in the cocoon that Scotty just obliterated. We want to do this in one cycle, because if you miss the first cycle, then it's really, really slow. And this is also an example of having to mash your missiles correctly. Let's see if he gets it. That looks like it should be good. Yep. Makes it look easy. That's a pretty difficult fight to get in one cycle, so... Oh, he's gonna go for this spark here. Which is a lot easier than the other sparks he's done. Still hard, but cool. Oh, he does not get the super drop. That really sucks. That is quite unfortunate. But hopefully he can get some missile drops from this guy. No? Oh my god. Alright, he gets one. Damn. Both of these guys' RNG has been really not good this run, this race. Unfortunately, I don't know where Toby's at right now because his stream is dead. So, cool trick coming up. This is called Ice Clip. Oh, he killed the ice. He killed the bugs. That's unfortunate. Okay. So we want to freeze both those bugs on top of each other, and then when we place a bomb and then crouch, the game kind of gets confused. I don't really know the technical reasons behind it, but this is like the only place in the entire game where that happens to work. Which is really, really neat. It saves a lot of time. Pretty easy to pull off. So these puzzle rooms are... pretty difficult to do. They're really cool looking when you do them fast, and since we're watching Scotty, obviously it's going to be fast. The game gets confused, it's technical enough? Alright, if Dragon Fangs is telling me that, I believe it. So we're going to do a cool series of Shrine Sparks right here, including this one, which is really cool. You just go across the entire room. So we're going to store a spark here, recharge it in the save room. Then he's going to do a cool diagonal spark right here. And this puzzle room is interesting. It's kind of hard to do. I don't even know what to say about that, because it's hard to say that something is hard to do when you're watching Scotty. Whoa, I've never seen that either. Oh, okay, he's good. All right, he gets through the crumple blocks. Scotty is just doing stuff that I've never even considered. Scotty's ridiculous. That was really cool. Not entirely useful. I don't know if it's faster. I actually don't know if it's faster. I don't know if chat can enlighten me on that, but since, you know, the whole block is on a cycle anyway, but it was still cool looking. So that was Speed Jump. That has a 4-frame window. There's no other way to do it. That is how the developers want you to do it. It's really stupid. Scotty getting it first try. It's faster by a second. Okay, cool. Never seen that before. That was probably the same as not doing it. Yeah, he fell. That makes sense. Ability tripwire skip. That's baby stuff. Everyone can do that. Just kidding. Here's Pillar Room if you fall here. Oh, Toby's back. Oh, hello, Toby. There he is. That's cool. So he's about... he's not that far behind. This is not insurmountable. He's not that far behind at all. Toby doing the non-Scotty strat in this room. SMH. So we're coming up to the Ridley fight. Unlike the other Metroid games, Ridley is kind of a joke in this game. Especially with if you have a lot of supers, which Scotty has a decent amount. He dies extremely quickly without much trouble. That's kind of a common theme with the bosses in this game. They're not really much of a challenge in a speedrun sense. So Scotty's just gonna stand inside Ridley and just shoot him because he has a lot of health. And he'll die pretty quickly. And yeah, that's the entire fight. So Toby's maybe like a minute and a half behind, I want to say. Definitely over a minute. I don't know about 2 minutes, but he's definitely at least a minute behind. Scotty getting 2 super drops. That's pretty okay. You want to get good drops there for Torian, just coming up in a little bit. Scotty might farm Speedway here to get more supers. Nope, he doesn't go for it. There's only 1 drop anyway. Toby has 6 supers. Oh, he's gonna have 8. Okay, yeah, he has slightly better supers than Scotty did going into Ridley fight in a little bit. Yeah, Scotty not farming Speedway is a little interesting. That's definitely something you should do if you don't have very good super drops. I think, anyway. I don't know, I'm a scrub, so... he probably knows something I don't. Okay, now he has good drops. That was worth it. You should skip Speedway with 0 supers? I disagree. IDK about that one, Chief. So Scotty's about to do a cool Shine Spark here. You have to position yourself correctly, because if you don't... Oh, he did not position himself correctly. So that's what happens. You'll kind of just bump into that corner there, and you won't get the spark. And it looks like Scotty's going to get this missile tank now, which normally you would get during cleanup. But I guess since he's here, it makes sense to just grab it now. It'll... I don't want to say it'll save time, but... it'll just be one less thing he'll have to do in a little bit. In more than a little bit, like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Toby having a good fight, also gets 2 super drops. According to Exodo, Toby's about 2 minutes behind. Toby skipping Speedway? Oh, he had so many drops there. I don't know. I mean, I get that I'm not a world record holder, obviously. But if I was in his position and got that many drops at Speedway, I don't know, man. I think I would have gone for it. Just having a lot of supers going into Torian just makes life a whole lot easier, in my opinion. But again, what do I know? I think they have to know something I don't. Or it's just one of the many other disagreements we have in this community about certain things. So now we're finally getting long beam. Not really the most useful item, as you can tell, but it's 100%, so we need to get it. So Scotty's about to do a cute little spark here. Doesn't save a lot of time, but saves time, so. Let's see if Toby gets this spark. There's not really much to it, so he should hopefully get it. You have to position yourself correctly in the previous room in order to get it, so he gets it. If Toby bonked too, that would have been really funny. But alright, Torian is kind of RNG heavy. Not as much in 100% compared to any percent, but we need to get decent super drops here. We don't want to go below 4 supers because we need them from Mother Brain. And any extra super drops are greatly appreciated, makes things a little faster. And if you get a lot of super drops, Torian is just so fast, it's ridiculous. Scotty not getting that one. He's using normal missiles here, and then 1 super, okay. I'm not super familiar with his strat here, so I guess we'll kind of see what happens, but oh, he has pretty good supers so far though, so working out pretty well. Where Toby is right now is where if they didn't do early Brinstar, they'd have to go and get the items they got at the beginning of the run, but since obviously they did early Brinstar, they don't have to do that, so. Alright, now Scotty's struggling a little bit for super drops. Oh, never mind. Just as I say it. Yeah, alright, so Scotty's okay. Yeah, wow, he's actually getting pretty good drops here. That makes up for crappy RNG that's been happening the rest of the run. Yeah, that's pretty good RNG. At this point, any super drops he gets are extra. Yeah, he doesn't get any. Yeah, pretty good Torian from Scotty overall. Pretty good. So having extra supers here would be cool because you can kill the Zebatites with 2 supers, which is a lot faster than shooting 7 at them, 7 normal missiles at them. But it's okay. It's not a huge deal. So Mother Brain's tank needs 20 missiles to kill, and then it needs 15 missiles and 4 supers, which is why we don't go below 4 supers leading up to Mother Brain. And Scotty kind of just going through it for right there. So when you run against Mother Brain as she's dying, you can charge up a speed booster. I don't really know why, but it helps you spark up this shaft right here. It's pretty cool looking. There's no reason not to go for that. It's really easy, so. Scotty escaping. Toby just getting started with Torian here. Because it's a wall that's not a wall? I couldn't even tell you. Nick, I couldn't even tell you. Maybe Dragonfangs can answer that. Toby getting grabbed. That's unfortunate. But got out of it pretty quickly, so it's okay. Not getting the best drops. Yeah, not getting really good drops here at all. The game just keeps teleporting you back. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Dang, Toby's really struggling here with super drops. That's kind of been a common theme of his run. that sucks. Still nothing. Oh, there you go. Now he gets 2. Okay. Kind of too little, too late, but you know, better late than never. I kind of just said 2 different things, didn't I? Anyway, continuing on. Toby now getting great super drops at the very end. Scotty took all of Toby's super drops, yeah. I think so. Alright. So, Scotty going into Suitless. Suitless is the same in every single category, and every single time you do it, no matter what, it will always be the same, because the space pirates here are not RNG. They can be manipulated, and that's what we will be doing here in order to go fast. Toby having a little bit of trouble here, but it's okay. The searchlights are not the same on hard mode? Really? I didn't know that. I was not aware of that. That's cool. Scotty skipping the map, of course. Naturally. Toby going for the escape now. So, Scotty is not healing, which, since it's Scotty, he's fine. But if you get hit here at all by the pirates, you will die. But I trust in Scotty's ability to not get hit, so I'm not too worried for him. Oh, Scotty going for the new tripwire skip here. That's called friendly fire, I think, is what we're calling it. Basically, he has these two pirates kill each other, and they just die and turn off the alarm. Way cooler looking than the tripwire skip, in my opinion. Saves about a second, I believe. That's really funny looking, too. There's a cool little shortcut here that you would probably never find playing casually. You can kind of just go through that and skip a lot. There's lots of shortcuts we take in Suitless. Scotty doing fast searchlights. It's pretty difficult to get. I don't entirely know what that trick entails, but it saves a few seconds, because normally if you don't do that, you have to wait for the searchlights to move out of the way. Not even lightning fast searchlights. SMH, dude. SMH. Sky taking another shortcut. Not getting caught by the pirate. That doesn't actually matter at all, but that's kind of cool. It literally doesn't matter if you get caught there or not, because the alarm turns off anyway. But that's kind of cool. You can shoot that guy and he makes a funny noise. That's always entertaining. Toby heading into Suitless now. You'll probably go for mostly the same strats, minus tripwire skip maybe, or friendly fire, whatever the hell we're calling it. Or maybe he will, I don't know. Toby being a sensible person and taking a heal, I respect that. Getting an interesting strat there. You want to freeze the pirate so the alarm turns off sooner. It looks like it got a little bit slower. If you do that correctly, the barrier just kind of opens up as you're getting to it. That's kind of strange. I didn't catch the first part of what he was doing there, but... Alright, Toby going for normal tripwire skip. That's what that looks like. Scotty heading into... Well, he's been in Chozodia now. Second part of Suitless. He does not get Sam Strat. I don't know if he went for it. I wasn't looking, but... If you do Sam Strat, you don't have to duck into that save room in order to get rid of the barrier. It'll just go away on its own by the time you get there. But it doesn't save that much time, so it's not a big deal that he missed it. So Scotty's gonna have to wall jump on that wall for a little bit longer just to let that pirate jump over him. Like I said, the pirates always behave the same way every time, so as long as he executes correctly, then he'll be okay. Let's see if Toby goes for... Oh, that was scary. Must have messed up the input there for his wall jump. Works out, though. Scotty drawing pretty pictures on the crumble blocks. Alright. Don't mess up the wall jump. Cool. If you fall there, you're dead, because there's like 50 space pirates waiting for you at the bottom. So, Scotty heading into Charlie. Hopefully we'll be able to see it without his stream freezing up. But Charlie is an interesting fight, because it's a little bit RNG. RNG can definitely factor how long it takes for you to beat this boss. He'll just kind of start moving around, and you have to shoot his little panel when it lights up. If he was at full health, he could damage boost off of it by shooting him, and it'll actually make the panel reflect faster. I don't know what to call that. The orb? Whatever Charlie's holding. If you shoot it, he'll become vulnerable more quickly. Scotty might do it once, because it does 50 health, but then it does 50 damage to himself. But after that, he can't. I'm not even sure if he's going to do it at all. And you have to keep moving around, because otherwise you'll get hit by lightning, and you don't want that. Alright, not bad from Scotty so far. Okay, he got a pretty good pattern, so it works out. Oh, that's unfortunate. He got tricked there. Okay, alright. He recovered well. It worked out. Let's see if he gets the glitch here. He does not SMH reset. Nah, it's not that big a deal. If you quickly turn right there, you could kind of not get like stuck standing there, and you can shoot a bunch of glitched beams, and it looks funny, but it's completely useless. So we have the Very Suit now. The game just kind of gives it to you, because one of the unknown items you get is the Gravity Suit, and I guess the game sees that you don't have Very Suit and just feels bad and gives it to you. So that's why you don't go out of your way to grab the Very Suit, and it counts towards your percentage, so it does not matter that you don't get it. It's just a cool little coincidence that saves a decent amount of time. So Scotty has everything now, except for the power bombs, which we'll be getting in a little bit. He's going to be heading towards them now. He's going to be doing a really neat spark here to grab a couple items. It's not extremely hard, but it's pretty difficult. It's a pretty difficult trick to do, especially to do fast, because getting that missile tank there isn't required. You could always go back and get it later, because you don't need the speed booster to grab it, but it is faster. Scotty doing that trick, no problem. Now he's going to spark out of here. You can't actually go into the... to my knowledge, you can't go into this room he's in right now, like, normally without sparking, which kind of upsets me, because I kind of want to see what's in there. There's speed blocks in the way that prevent you from going in there without sparking, so you kind of just go through it and never actually can, like, look around. Doesn't matter at all. But anyway, Toby coming up to Charlie now. See how this fight goes. Damage boosting, good call. It's a good call. That was really slow, wow. Oh, Scotty, okay, I was gonna say Scotty had his Shine Spark charge, but I had no idea what he was gonna use it for. Yeah, Toby damage boosting is definitely the right call since he healed. Looks like this is going decently well. Okay, yeah, decent fight from Toby. See if he gets the glitch. He doesn't. Unfortunate. We won't see it this run. So for some reason, Space Pirate's beams kill bomb blocks. I don't know why. So you can kind of just let the pirate shoot that, and it'll get destroyed. Cool little time saver. You can soft lock in that room. Yeah, I believe it. If you do test inputs, yeah, makes sense. Now Toby's powered up. So both of these runners now are going to be heading towards power bombs. Like in many other Metroid games, the power bombs exist so that you can get more power bombs, and that's mostly it. But you do a couple cool things with them. Chat, do you guys know if Scotty's doing door clip? I don't think he is, right? I wouldn't think Scotty would go for door clip. I don't know if Toby will either. He doesn't. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'll explain door clip in a second when we get to power bombs. Scotty's shooting the orbs with his beam. I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing there. Okay, so Scotty coming up to the first power bomb tank. And he's not going to do it. Toby might, but there's a trick called door clip where you do a very specific... You position yourself... Oh, I think he is going for it. That looks like he was setting up for it. Let's see if he does it, and then I'll... He is going for it. Okay, so that is a very... It looks a lot more precise, or it's a lot more precise than it looks. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting to go for that. You position yourself on an exact subpixel that lets you get pushed into that door without having to use a power bomb. And the reason you do that, it doesn't... I'm not sure how much time it loses or saves, but what is important is that it saves you a power bomb, because your power bomb count is going to be really important in this section of the game. You have to be like exact with it. And doing this will allow you to not have to worry about something called lottery. If you don't go for door clip, you need to hope that you get an extra power bomb drop from an enemy, and if you don't, you have to do a really dumb shine spark to get another power bomb tank. But Scotty doesn't have to worry about that because he went for door clip. Did Scotty break the blocks there? Oh, we did. Okay. Scotty getting hit, that was uncharacteristic. Oh. Wow. That was unfortunate. My dog is barking, I apologize. She kind of just does that sometimes. Anyway, so the other thing with door clip is that it changes your routing a little bit. Sky's going to be going under the ship to grab the extra couple items there. If he wasn't going for door clip, he'd be doing that near the end of the run. But since he did, that's what you do. And he's going to take a refill on this next save room to have enough power bombs. And he's not out of the woods with his power bomb count. He still has to be exact with it. He needs exactly these 4 power bombs. He's going to be using 1 in a couple rooms. Not going for save spark, lol. So yeah, he's going to be using power bomb in here to grab this other power bomb tank. Now he's going to be heading out of the mothership and back into Criteria. That's where he's headed now. Toby, what happened with Toby? I actually did not see what... Oh, what the heck was that? Whoa, okay, hang on. I was not looking at Toby's screen. What was that setup that he did just now? That looked different. Interesting. Well, anyway, Toby also going for door clip, so once again, that makes my job as a commentator and you guys' viewing experience a little bit easier, because it'll be easier to compare where they are in relative to each other. Scotty's going to go for a trick called Glass Tube. You only have 1 shot at this. You cannot do it again. You have to charge a Shine Spark as this tube is breaking, and then you use it to grab an E-Tank, which normally, if you're playing casually, you would have to go all the way down below and charge a Shine Spark all the way up that shaft and then come all the way back down around. It's really slow. Doing Glass Tube is way faster. He missed door clip first try and just did it again. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know there was a backup to missing it. That's pretty PogChamp. Scotty getting an extra power bomb. It doesn't really matter at this point, but that's still pretty cool that he got that. He could have not gone for door clip and he would have been okay. You can just reset the room? Are you serious? I actually did not know that. Wow. Well, you learn something new every day. See, I have a 115-12 or something, so I'm not amazing at 100%. So, chat can teach me. Alright. Oh, Toby going for the spark here. That's pretty cool. Toby finally doing a swag strat. I actually, for some reason, just assumed that grabbing the power bombs was an important part of the setup. That's really neat. I will try to remember that next time I inevitably fail door clip in a run. It's neato. Okay, so what Scotty's doing here, this is called the Ming Li tank, I believe is what we call it. It's a lot less difficult if you have the extra power bomb, because if you don't, if you saw him break power bomb blocks in the last room, or 2 rooms ago, you would have to shine spark kind of around it and then do a ball spark into this room, and it's really hard and it's stupid as heck. But part of doing door clip is that you don't have to do that because you're guaranteed enough power bombs to do the easier strat. So now we're heading into Ruinatory, and there's only 2 items here. One of them is, oh no, my dog. My dogs are such a pain. I apologize for them. If you can hear them in the background, you probably can. Anyway, so there's 2 items in Ruintorian. That was one of them. The other one, Scotty's gonna go for a space boost, which is a shine spark, or no, a speed booster while you're space jumping. It's really cool looking. Oh, that's unfortunate. Come on, Scotty. There are 2 items here. One of them is my dog, yes. This is correct. Alright, Scotty getting it. Toby going for glass tube. Gets it. Pretty easy. This guy's gonna be heading out here now. Classic Magoo. So Scotty heading for Kraid now. There's a couple items he didn't get there. Toby definitely starting to fall pretty far behind. He's like maybe 5 or 6 minutes behind now, maybe, I want to say. So there's a couple items in Kraid we didn't get. One of them requires a ball spark in the lava, or in the acid, which means we had to do this now because you need the gravity suit for it. The other 2 items we could have done at any other point, but it just would have been extremely slow to do. Scotty doing the standing spark there, that's it's neat. Don't really think it matters, but it's cool looking. Scotty swagging out this run, we already know. Toby, oh, okay, that worked. Okay, just making sure. Alright, so now we can take a shortcut from here into Norfair. Toby almost getting that space boost there. Got most of it, though. Ballspark is a longer build-up. Never knew that. Interesting. Right, so Scotty coming up to the only power bomb tank that we can. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but this is like the only power bomb tank that we could theoretically get early, but we still can't survive it because we would just die before we can even get to it. But if there was any power bomb tank that we could get early, it would probably be that one. Toby getting the space boost. Easy stuff. Alright, Scotty's going to be going for a really cool strat here. So right in front of the door he just came out of, there's a speed block. So if you run into it, your speed booster will end. But he just jumps over it, and you can space boost on the ceiling of this room. And it's a little bit faster because you avoid having to do this, like the startup and bonking animations if you just shine spark normally. He's gonna do that again, coming out. He's gonna do another cool space booster. There's lots of cool space boosts in this part of the game. They're all really cool looking and fast, so it works out. He's gonna do another one as soon as this block comes back. There you go. This one's a lot easier to do than the other one. Well, there it is, Pulsmore. It saves 1 second. No reason not to do it. Yeah, Toby is very behind at this point, so this is looking kind of grim. You could lose 30. Yeah, that is true. You could lose 30. So Scotty got a missile tank there earlier. Normally you would get it now, but he got it there earlier because he messed up that spark. Toby did do a clip, yeah, well. So now there's a cool ball spark coming up. This is probably one of my favorite sparks in the game. You just go through the entire room. Norfair cleanup is really cool looking. If you're as good as Scotty. Otherwise, it could be probably pretty ugly. Toby has a spark charged. That's interesting. Wow, I've never seen that before either. That was really cool. I've never seen that before. That was cool as hell. Is it slow? I believe it to be slow, and that I completely believe that. But it looked really cool, so you know, it balances out. Yes, it contains a speed entertainment trade-off. That's pretty valuable, I'd say. Right, so Scotty grabbing this last missile tank here. You have to unmorph while you're falling there because you actually have less horizontal speed in the morph ball when you're falling compared to standing, and you can't reach that edge if you're only in morph ball. You have to unmorph to do it. Toby getting the cool space boost. And make no mistake, these two are both very talented runners. Like, just because Scotty is very far ahead doesn't mean that Toby is not that good or anything. Toby is very good as well. But Scotty is a god, so, you know. So now, Scotty is heading toward the stupidest item in the game. There is a single power bomb tank that we can only really get now. So we have to go all the way through Jozodia to get it, and then we have to go all the way back out to the mothership to finish the run. Yeah, mashing the space boost is a lot harder than it looks. There is a certain timing to it. You can't just mindlessly mash the A button. You have to time it correctly. There's a rhythm to it. So it makes the space boost a little bit more difficult than it looks, especially when you're riding against the ceiling like that, and if you mess up the rhythm, you just stop and you lose the space boost altogether. It's harder than it looks. So Scotty grabbing that dumb power bomb tank. And now we can go all the way back to the mothership. So while he does that, let's watch Toby. Doing the ball spark. Yeah, there isn't much going on right now for either of these guys. Scotty is coming up to the last, or the second to last item in the game in a moment. And it is under the glass tube that we broke before. I'm gonna spark up here and grab that missile tank. And he ties with the missile by the looks of it. That doesn't do anything, it just looks cool. So we have 99 items now. We just have to grab one more. Since Scotty went for glass tube and already collected the items under the ship, so he could just head straight for the final boss. Toby heading into the last part of the game now as well. The background music is very faint, Exodo. It's kind of hard to hear. But it has been happening in every ZM race. Or every one that I've seen anyway. For whatever, I can't actually hear it on my end, which is interesting. I cannot hear it on my end. You can only hear it on the viewer's end. I don't know how that works. Yeah, if you don't have like really good headphones, or if you're not blasting the volume, you really probably can't even hear it. So. So Scotty heading towards the final boss. There is one last item he has to get, though. And it is in this room. Now, the scrub strat would be... So he's gonna break these speed blocks first. The scrub strat would be to go back and charge a Shine Spark and just spark through this whole thing. But Scotty's good, and he can just space jump through it and grab it that way. And if you hit any of the tripwires, you have to reset the room, and it's really slow. If you go to charge up a spark, I think it's only like 6 seconds slower or something. I'm sorry, Exodo. So a good way to determine if you have all the items is that if you don't, this fight would already be over. He only needs 6 supers to kill. But if you have 100%, then he takes a lot more. And it's a little bit longer. But it's still a pretty underwhelming final boss. In my opinion. And in most people's opinion, I would say. He wasted his supers. Shaking my head, dude. Shaking my head. Amazing. Just quality gameplay. So now we're gonna escape. There's one last cool trick in this part that we'll be seeing in a minute. It's called the ball spark. And the reason I was kind of surprised that he wasted his super is not that it really matters, but there's a work robot you have to push back. And it's faster to do that with supers than it is with normal missiles, but I don't think it's that much faster, because if it was, he probably wouldn't have done that. It's coming up in this room. And you have to do something called a shine break in order to do this quickly. You have to line yourself up pretty perfectly, and then charge a shine spark as you break the... Oh, that was interesting. I don't know what happened there. Alright, he's just gonna go for the... Yeah. Oh my god, Scotty, what's going on there? Alright, now this is the backup strat for that. He just did like 2 backups in a row. That was funny. I don't know what that was all about. Scotty gets it. Of course he gets it. With a little bit of trouble, but happens. And that was a really cool Black Pirate strat. And we're done. Time. 1:10:24 for Scotty. No, 1:09. Yeah, for Scotty, for reference, if for those of you watching who don't know much about this game, the record is, I think, like 1:08:50 something. And 1:10:24 is still a ridiculously good time. Like, not many people have a 1:10. And Scotty just got that on a bad run. So that kind of speaks to Scotty's skill at this game. So GG to Scotty. Toby's going to finish up here. Also going for the space jump instead of the Shine Spark. I respect that. Gets it, no problem. Yeah, only 4 runners have a PB below Scotty's time, according to Exodo. Which, that I believe that. 1:10:24 is absolutely not an easy time to get in any context, race or not. Scotty's amazing. Alright, so Toby doing Mecha Ridley. Gets a alright pattern. I think the ideal pattern there is for Mecha to start shooting out flames from his mouth, because he leaves his weak spot open for a while if he does that. This is a little rough from Toby, but it's alright. That was actually probably roughly what Scotty got. We'll probably get interviews started in a couple minutes when Toby's done, if they're interested. So I will actually, while this is happening, pull up the bracket so we can talk about what's coming up next in the tournament. If it will load, okay. So Scotty and Toby, and then looks like next up. Yeah, this is a Swiss bracket, so I don't know what the order is going to be like here. But Eminent is Pulsmore versus Whalerenth, which will be a really cool race. I'm looking forward to that. And J-Chog versus Peach Drink are lined up next. So Scotty gets, there go my dogs again, apologies. Alright, Toby finishing up with a 1:13:48. Scotty gets a 49:54 in-game time. Very, very solid. From both runners, really. They both played very well. Who's there? Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, nothing much.
What do you think of that run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
unfortunate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I'm not too upset with it.
Yeah, I mean, 1:10:24, it's nothing to scoff at. Looks like you're playing Fusion now. Respect that. Yeah, I think Toby had some pretty bad RNG as well in a couple areas.
Both of us had some indecent RNG in some places.
Definitely.
But I think Toby's certainly got the short end of the stick there.
Happens. I don't know if Toby's going to come in for an interview or not. Oh yeah, also Toby's stream died for like 10 minutes. That was weird.
Yeah, Twitch was not happy today.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. I couldn't see much of it. I don't know. I think unless Toby comes in, I don't know how to find that out. I think we're probably done here.
Oh, okay.
Right? I want to make sure. Yeah, looks like Toby's... Well, yeah, I don't think Toby's going to come in, so... I think that'll do it for us. GG.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Thank you.
Peace.
See you later.